Hello, Kay here. Welcome to Destiny Today. Last week we talked about happiness, and we're going to continue talking about happiness today. Last week we talked about that happiness comes in two ways. Sometimes we're happy because of the things that happen to us, that we get what we want. That's called outside happiness. But there's another kind of happiness. That's the kind that we make when we don't get what we want. And studies have found, this is a review, but studies have found that kind of happiness, the kind that we make ourselves, the kind that we decide on, the kind that our brain helps us adjust to and be happy about, is the more long-lasting kind. I want to give you this quote, this pretty well-known quote from Dale Carnegie. He said, "Success is getting what you want." All of us, or a lot of us, are really working to be successful, to find that success place, getting what we want. But happiness, he says, is wanting what you get. Happiness is wanting what you get. And we talked about the fact that our minds have kind of a built-in ability to adjust our thinking to the place that we are actually happy with what we get. Over time, sometimes it takes a long time, but we do. Our system is set so that happiness or a contentedness or being able to just go with the flow of life around us is our natural state. Isn't that interesting? So laughing more and smiling more. I was thinking of that song, that old song that says, "Smile when your heart is breaking, smile, just keep smiling, and life will be better if you just smile." It's not really faking it. It's forcing you to move into that place that your brain is trying to take you anyway. It's just getting there a little faster. Today I want to talk about something else that can help us to be happier, and that is developing curiosity. Curiosity. What does that have to do with happiness? Well, it turns out that curious people are more happy. They tend to be happy. Why? Because they have a desire to learn. Curiosity is at its root a desire to learn. And the more we learn, the more expanded our thinking and our experience and the things that we do, the more we understand and the happier we are, it turns out. So developing curiosity can help us to be happier. How about you? Is there something you've been curious about lately? Are you intentionally developing an attitude of curiosity? I want to read a couple of more ways that curiosity helps. So a couple of more facts about curious people. I've already told you, curious people desire to learn, and it's the motivator. Curiosity is the motivator of self-learning. It keeps us motivated. When we're curious about something, we keep digging into it. We keep looking at it. We keep going. Curiosity can be a self-motivator. It's a great one. And curious people look at the world just a little differently. That they ask a lot of, why not? Instead of, why is it that way? They ask, well, why can't it be another way? Why can't we do this instead of that? Curious people look at life and look at the world around them just a little differently. Another thing about curiosity. Curious people are not as affected by fear, just general fear, because they're always looking for an answer. They know there's another answer. They know there are answers to be found. So when the fear comes in, they just kind of sidestep it and say, well, how can we get around this? What's another answer? What's another way to do this? Curious people fight the fear by just being curious. There's a nice quote by James Stevens. He said, "Curiosity will conquer fear even more than bravery will." We sometimes think bravery, we have to be brave in the face of fear. He says that being curious will get us past it a lot better. So think about developing our curiosity. Another thing, curious people are interested in the world around them. They're interested in the people around them. They're interested in what's going on. They're not detached, but they're very involved. Curious people are very interested in knowing what's happening and curious about the people because they want to know. They want to know. They want to know you. They want to know what's happening. And they're always looking for another answer. You probably realize this, but curious people tend to be creative. The artists and the musicians, and they're curious. They're curious about what are these color patterns going to look like together. And they're curious about how to portray what they see in their heart, either in a painting or in music or in some other avenue. Curious people tend to be real creative. And all of this makes for a happier life, a happier life. And one more thought. If you're looking at your business and at your team for potential leaders, look for those people who are curious, those people that ask you questions. They may bother you and aggravate you, but if they're asking questions about why can't we do it this way and why do we have to do that, if they're doing that in a respectful way and not just being a real pain, these are people that are thinking through your business. They're thinking about what they're doing. They're thinking about their job. They're involved. They are engaged. These are your potential leaders. So I want to leave us all with this thought. Let's intentionally develop our curiosity this week. It'll help us to be happier. It'll help us to be more motivated. And it may even help us to find our creative streak. Happy day.